guys, it's me Christy and I'm here with my review on the Grisha Trilogy. I finally finished the Ruin and Rising, I think in January or like Feb. And so here are my thoughts, my first series review. Yay! Alright, so the main character Alina goes from like a pretty much unknown girl to suddenly being the most important person in the country who can bring back light, who can destroy the fold, and she's been in love with her best friend Mal, who's sort of very popular in the army, and he finds out he loves her too, but chances could be ruined because of the Darkling, and on top of that there's a war going on with like the rest of the world. So it's a very complicated story that we're brought into, but I like that it was complicated but also sort of simple in a way that it just pretty much focused on the main character and all the minor characters around her. I liked how the romance, of course I don't like romance, but I liked how her and Mal got to know each other on a new level, and then after that he began to accept her role as the sun summoner, like this saint, but not really as a saint, but just that he would do anything he could to help her and to help her succeed, and even if that meant giving her up, he would do it for her benefit. And to me that showed real love, because most people would be very selfish, and at first that's what I pegged him as. I'm like, oh, he has to be the man in the relationship because he can't deal that she's much more powerful than him. But then after a while it sort of changed, and then they had this amazing teamwork, and I really enjoyed seeing that. And then there's also the character of the Darkling, how like every time you think you know the Darkling, turns out he's a lot deeper and darker than what you originally thought. And then after reading like the bonus story from Ruin and Rising about his past, I'm like, that poor child. No wonder he kept saying, "Make me your villain." I'm like, why do you keep saying that? It's so cheesy. I don't like it. But now I realize why, because he was okay with them putting him in that role, because that's what he's been used to. That's what he was trying to create a better world for the Grishas, but at the same time, because that power corrupted him, he was unable to make that perfect utopia, I suppose, for Grishas. And oh, and Nikolai, he was the funnest part of that series, seriously. And I loved how she developed female relationships as well, like how the friendship through betrayal still became stronger even after, and how they had trust and loyalty between her and Genya, and her and what's the other one? I forgot. Zoya. I loved how the characters were from like their stone, like they had like a base for their characters, but then they were able to expand throughout the whole series, so it really felt like a journey. And the world, I just love the world, and I love the maps. I mean, like, who doesn't love maps in a book? And I really loved how the maps had like the first book has a section where the antlers were found, and then the next one had where the sea whip was found, and I was like looking for it in the third book for the Firebird, but it wasn't there because, you know. And I just really loved how I would have liked it if we could have gotten more into the different countries of the Grisha world, but sadly that was not to be. However, it was still pretty good. And so my thoughts overall on this entire series are, if you're gonna start with one, you might as well just finish everything in order to get the full scope of what Leigh Bardugo was trying to do with this world and with this plot. Because if you just read the first one and then you stop, you don't really get where people develop, where the story goes. So yeah, if you read one, read all. Don't just stop at one. But if you really don't like the first one, that's okay. That's okay. You can read Six of Crows. And I would say I liked this series. I enjoyed reading it. I finished it pretty fast. The only thing that took me a while was the fact that book 3 isn't available here, so I had to wait for my grandma to buy it for me. Beyond that, I don't really have very many negative thoughts on this, because I was just in it for the fun ride of it, and I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I love it so much with the hype. I guess the hype justifies this book a little bit, but you should come up with your own thoughts and feelings about this series yourselves if you choose to read it. So that's it. This is me, Christy, signing off for my first series review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to talk more about it with me in the comments below, please do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!